Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Okay. All right, so workout 1, day 2. We just went up to the top of Joe's Mountain. If you guys don't know what that looks like, that's 1,000 feet of vertical within less than a mile's distance. We did it during the Spartan Games with weight vests on. Just to give you guys perspective, the number 1 time was just over 12 minutes. Mine was just under 14. And like, that's sprinting. This in snow up to here, I think we started at 6 a.m. and now it's around like 8 o'clock. So we were hustling. And it was actually a blast, like, you know, hanging out with the kids at wrestling camp. The guys are tough. Everyone's got a good attitude. Sarah's out there hustling. Like, everyone else is out here family-wise, and they're just kind of marching around in the snow. Vermont just does it right, by the way. Like, if you guys are hanging out probably in some sissy town in Ohio, I love to pick on Ohio, by the way, you're probably thinking to yourselves, like, oh, I would never do something like that. These kids are going to outwork you, outlive you, out-earn you in 1,000 different ways. These are some tough people. But workout 1 of the day is done. We are going to work our way back to the barn now. Are you going home? Let's ride down over to the farm, see what the hell's going on. All right, we'll meet you guys over there. Meet you there. Yeah. You never know what's going to actually happen here at Joe's farm, because I think he doesn't even know what's happening, but for some reason everybody's kind of like lemmings. They just follow right behind each other and do exactly what he says. Do you have hiccups?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know.
GV's candy?
I hit my hip and I got the hiccups.
Oh. So we already got workout 1 down. Now we're going to go fuel. I want to go get some coffee and honey. That's our traditional thing. It's about a 16-ounce pour with about 4 to 5 tablespoons of honey. And, you know, probably get a good egg sandwich, double bacon, double egg, double cheese. And then I'm going to be tussling with Andy later. Going to do my last day of practice, then we're going to have an early morning wrestling tournament. So today is going to be one of those kind of things where we sit, we watch, we learn, we have a little bit of fun, energize up, and then crush. And just to give you guys the inside scoop of what it feels like to wrestle against an Olympian, my neck is killing me. My upper back is so tight, I can't fully reach my arms over the head because my lats are so tight from getting in there and grappling and trying to rip them down. It's just muscle groups you're just not used to using. I'm telling you, if you ever get in a bar fight with an Olympic wrestler, I would just play possum. Just go down on the ground and pretend to sleep. See that right there? That mat right there is going to cover names of blood tomorrow. Come on, Nick. I got a seat for you, Sweet Pea.
Punch the bark off a tree. So I'm thinking the wood is in there. The idea is we can get some wood, bring it up to the fireplace, heat that room, get it hot.
100 degrees plus.
Yeah, that'll get a good workout for you. You know what I mean? That'll build a sweat to get you ready for this fight.
I needed that intensity.
The problem is the plows they lock this thing in. So I'd love to help you, but
I'll dig my way in, and then. Oh.
But it might not be in there.
It's not even a log in here. It's just a basketball.
All right, that's not it then. We got to go find another. We got to look around. Come on.
Gonna have to dig our way through. You got like 10 feet. Aha! Who's gonna start? How do you want to do this? You want to do the chuckaroo or you want?
So I'm thinking I stay in the van. I got to do some phone calls.
That's nice.
And then you load it nice and neat in the back.
Okay. Crank the heat so I get a little bit on the back.
I'm going to crank the heat in the car, and I'll let you know if you're doing a good job.
We'll do a daisy chain. You sit there, then Nick sits there, and we'll just keep on chucking in the back. We got to bring that thing up. There's no point. Bring the car up.
I don't want to get my feet dirty.
Yeah, but bring the car up to right here. Start stuffing it in.
Come on, bring it right here.
You can't throw the big one. You ask. There you go. There you go.
Throw it all here. I'll pull it down.
My dad said when I was younger, if wishes were horses, the beggars would ride. Meaning that, you get to ask wishes, and then you get them granted, and you ride around on your pony. That's what Joe's asking for. What do you want? Like 30, 40 pieces?
Depends how hot you want to get. I mean, this is going to be a tough fight. You want to get in shape for this thing. There's no chance he's going to do well in this fight. We could heat the room, we could climb the mountain, we could do the rope climb. No chance, bro.
If I beat him, I'm dragging you onto the pit next.
It's only fair. If he beats Andy, it's you and I.
Right. It's over blood, too. If I knock a tooth out, I keep it as a necklace.
Big enough arms to do this, or
I mean, I could probably get like 15.
you need help?
I don't think I can go any further. Okay, this is where we go. Okay, that's impressive.
Oh. Be careful of the door. I don't want you to dent or scratch anything.
Where do we put this wood? You guys want to know how to beat an Olympic champion in the kitchen? Olympian. We're going to start out with sugar water. First you need to hydrate, then you need to put sugar on top of it. I wouldn't say if you have too much of like the high fructose corn syrup type stuff, it kind of messes with your gut lining a little bit and it won't allow things to digest, and hydration will be broken down more slowly. Not trying to be scientific, but you can still get this and it's kind of important, but if you drink only this, it's not as good. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to work from a carbs and protein standpoint. We need to have probably, let's say, we're going to try to get around 150 to 200 grams of carbs, and we're going to try to get like 50 to 60 grams of protein. So that's why we're talking about that double bacon, double egg, double cheese sandwich. There's actually a lot of fat in there too, but can't really hide from it in a general store like this. And then I'm going to try to eat a couple nanners and a coffee with about 5 tablespoons of honey. And that's how a man flexes.
I got my Spartan tea.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that looks good.
Yeah. What do you got?
I got my Spartan sandwich.
I think it's called a black bear.
No, this right here is custom. It's a Mcintyre special, double egg, double bacon, double cheese.
I like it.
The black bear in there is absolutely, it's incredible. My favorite part about this place, by the way, we're standing outside what's called the General Store. The original General Store, by the way. Make sure you put that in there, because I don't
like
want
literally the country's first general store right here.
Ever. Brick by brick before anybody else. But I'm going to give you guys the 101 with Joe included on this. This is Pittsfield, Vermont. I think a lot of people mistake the fact that Joe lives in Killington, Vermont. No, Pittsfield. Basically,
400 people.
Joe DeSena VT.
Tiny little town, 400 people, moved here 21 years ago. Met my wife, 4 kids, a bunch of goats, some cows, chickens, and hunted.
Yep, and I came in with that package. I moved out here 2012. We'll wait for this one car. In 2012, I had decided I wanted to go pro in Spartan racing, because in 2011 I discovered my first Spartan race, and there wasn't any such thing as pro Spartan racing, by the way. You're building it.
We were building it.
And
we were looking for elites with personality. He fit the bill. Hobie Call, Amelia Boone. Go down the list of the greats.
Yeah, we had, on the guys' side, Hobie Call, Cody Moat, Hunter McIntyre, Bracken Cracker. Then on the women's side, you had Amelia Boone.
Hang on. Start over when he goes with the women's side. Who do we got?
Women's side, we had Amelia. No, we had Tyann Clark. We had Claude, who was an Olympic skier for, Canada?
For Canada. Yeah.
And Tyann Clark was there. And, gosh, there was one other woman. I cannot remember her name. And we had April Lou.
April Lou.
Lou.
That's right.
Yeah. And
what about Isaiah? Isaiah was in the game.
Isaiah was in there. Isaiah actually showed up and stayed with me up here. He had biked across the country, because you suckered him into buying a bicycle and biking across the country.
And he wore a raccoon hat the whole way.
I don't know. I think he killed it. Found that thing dead on the side of the road because he was cold and strapped it to his head. So those are kind of the originals, and I had basically discovered this thing online, and then I somehow talked to Joe. I think it was in Vegas, and you offered me the opportunity to move out here and end up becoming a pro.
He was drinking. He was living in front of a slot machine. He was a washed up mess.
Nothing wrong with that. Even if it is an illegal one, dude, just put a stop sign right here. See how long it takes for people to take it down. So I ended up moving out here on a whim through an email. Didn't really know Joe that well. I think that's kind of how a lot of people get introduced to this town. He had me come out here. I break up with my girlfriend. I pack a barbell on top of my friend's car and about 400 pounds of weight and a couple things of clothes, and I just start driving. And I had another friend pick me up, bring me up here, and I ended up here. This is my favorite part about this story. I get here, very pleasant guy, having a good time, and then I get this email, and I have to find it and somehow put it in here. Like, as long as my arm with chores that I need to do.
Well, if he was going to be here, he had to do the work. This is very much like the Karate Kid, right? I wasn't going to have a bunch of young bucks come up here and just eat our food, put their feet up, and do nothing. Like, here was the list of things you had to do.
No,
but you pushed back.
I put my foot down and I said, listen, I'm giving this a real go. I told my parents I wasn't going to go back to college. I wasn't going to go pursue any of the things that they dreamed for me to do, and I was going to become a professional athlete. And if my parents had found out that I moved out here into Vermont and started raking leaves in your backyard, they would fucking kill me. I would kill myself. So I put my foot down, and he respectfully understood that there was a level of intensity that I wanted to bring to the competition. I wanted to be the best. And I did put the work in.
You did?
I would eat this place at a house and home. The two people who worked here despised me because I would literally...
My bookkeeper came to me and said, you got to get rid of this guy. Literally, we're going broke. The amount of food he eats. He's on a 14,000 calorie a day diet. He's killing us.
It was disgusting. I was eating way too much. We started training what's called the Butcher Shop now. It's underneath...
well, you built that gym.
I built that gym. And you know who was my head coach? Ted. Ted was your buddy up top who did the stock trading?
Ted, he died.
So, no.
He died.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He was eating so many fucking burgers with mayonnaise, he died.
So Ted was a guy who was a stock trader. He'd smoke probably like 50 cigarettes a day, and he would be on the computer. And it was the only he was my only friend in town. And I'm so sorry to hear that he's passed away. But he would trade stocks all day long. I would train for about 4 to 6 hours in that gym. Then I'd go run up and down the mountain. Then I'd come here and eat. And I'd come back to my afternoon session. He'd still be there. But God rest his soul. That was a good man.
A good man.
He always invited me to play golf.
But he had a death wish. I mean, when you eat like that and you don't take care of yourself, he had a death wish. I love him to death, but yeah. We'd be trading. He'd have a double burger of mayonnaise on it, cigarette in his mouth. What the fuck are you doing? And he just, yeah.
Some people burn the candle at both ends, my friend. But now, as you can see, I mean, this was 2013. It was just the start. There were some interesting souls in the picture. Obviously, Joe being the center of it. And now there's people from around the world. Literally, this is probably the biggest global interest in the entire world as far as it comes to extreme endurance sports, extreme training. We now have a world-class wrestling camp here. You have a mountain that's been completely built by crazy souls who did the death race. And you have kind of a flourishing business in the wedding industry, which is if you want to work out, meet a nice woman or man, and then get married afterwards. This is the whole, this is soup to nuts. This is everything you can do.
You can do it in a weekend.
Yeah. Obviously, so what would you say just to some of the viewers at home, this is going on YouTube, what would you say some of the greatest lessons you've learned out here and some of the things you wish you could have done, some of the things you plan to still do with the audience that you have?
Yeah, so what I learned is most people, and don't view this as a negative for yourself. If you're watching or listening, I don't want to sound negative, but most people don't want to do the work. If they did if most people wanted to do the work, we wouldn't see the obesity rates we see today and all these lifestyle diseases. So people don't want to do the work. A very few from around the world raise their hand, they send an email, they say, hey, we want to come to the farm like Hunter did years ago. We want to train our asses off. We want to find purpose in life. I don't know, probably 1,000 people a year ask. Of the 1,000, maybe 100 show up. Of the 100 that show up, maybe one lasts. So very few people actually want to do the work. If I had to do it all over again, Hunter, I think the person that wants to come has to write a big check. because if they're not on the hook, they quit.
Yep.
Like you toughed it out, but you were rare. Mark Jones, he was rare, right? Yep. Miguel was here for a long time. Hobie Cole, like the greats, the people you're talking about that were great, like they're a rare breed. Most people say they want to come, they want to do the work, they want to change their life. They don't really want to do it. And then with these businesses like the General Store, same thing. Like I thought I'd find a young person just go in and run it, but when the going got tough, they quit, they left.
Cutting around.
And then when I found Katie and Kevin,
yep,
they came. They're hard work. He had done the death race.
Yeah.
So it was like obvious he could handle
part
this
of your
job.
tribe.
Yeah, he could handle this job. So you got to be willing to do the work. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd make people. If you want to come here, you got to write a check or you got to do something that puts you on the hook.
And just to button it up, what do you want to do with this place? What's your next step?
Look, I think the world's gotten too soft. I think, and you know this, I think there's way too many Malibu Mollies.
Hey, take it easy. My friend Molly's a great gal, okay?
And you know, we were out this morning 6 a.m. We're climbing the mountain. It's cold out here. It's sleeting. My cousin texted me and said, it's sleeting out. You still going to go? You fucking kidding me? We're going. Right? You had the wrong boots on. Your feet were cold, but we got it done. And so my dream would be that everybody get a little taste of hard. This place is hard.
Yeah, I like that. I can honestly say that I wouldn't be who I am today without Joe. I'm going to give you a heartfelt message to the audience and both you. The man changed my life. He gave me an opportunity, and like what we said earlier in the car is like, you know, when you go out into the woods, a lot of people aren't going to walk off on random paths. They're gonna follow something that's like, you know, they're going to follow an actual beaten-in path. And Joe taught me at a young age that there's no such thing as an easy path to follow. Like sometimes you're going to have to cut and turn. That's the whole idea of Spartan Race. You'd be running in a perfect trail, and then all of a sudden you cut through the woods and you're going through rocks, roots, leaves, mud, everything. And you're like, most people would say I'm turning back, but we kept on pressing forward, and my entire lifestyle has been that. And yeah, basically because of it, I've never turned down a challenge. I am the man that I am today. I came out here in 2013, and I've traveled the world since. We've beaten a ton of people. We've been beaten by a ton of people. But I mean, the whole lesson that I've learned is to never give up and never surrender. And also, this guy's still here, and I'm coming back and learning lessons to this day. So obviously, find a good mentor, find a good place to be able to develop yourself, and then buy a sandwich and eat it and enjoy
Best
it.
sandwich. He's been all over the world. Best sandwich in the world right here. And if you're one of the old guard racers, male or female, from the early, 2010, 2011 era, you know what I'm talking about. Best food in, probably best food in the world, right here.
Cheers to that, people. Ready?
So here I was, just riding my horse through Pittsfield, and I heard that there was this great smackdown.
Fat horse?
This horse. What's my horse's name? Quick. Thunder. We're distracted.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyways, so I hear all of the people in the countryside are talking. A Hunter Mcintyre sheriff coming back into the town that he here started, the butcher shop. I mean, like an original founder is now challenging the great Olympian, who is now trying to be the new sheriff in town. But we shall see. Because I don't know, an Olympian versus the Malibu Bear. It's going to be a ripe competition. Spartan tea for everyone. Good luck, Hunter.
Thank you.
Would you like some Spartan tea,
She's
Joe?
from Connecticut, by the way. That's a fake accent.
Mama.
1,000 ants beat an elephant.
1,000 ants beat an elephant? What does
They
that
were
show?
certain kinds of ants.
What does that show? That shows that if you work together as a team, you can crush things, right? So we are a team. We work together like the ants, and we go take out an elephant.
There's also a really old
And also-
elephant just like Joe.
And Who do you think's the better wrestler, Hunter or Andy?
I think Andy's the better wrestler.
Tell us why.
Well, I think he's in wrestling a lot more, and he knows more of the techniques today.
And what talents do you think Hunter has?
He's really strong.
But will strength beat technique?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
For the person that most people don't think is gonna win.
Yeah.
Like
because-
everyone's like, oh, Andy's an Olympian, he's totally gonna win. But then Hunter's like, I'm a Malibu Bear, I'm gonna win. And it's like, fine, we'll root for the underdog, meaning like less of a chance, but like he needs a support team.
Yeah.
The Malibu Bear. You know what I mean?
Okay, then I'm rooting for the underdog.
You got it, buddy.
Oh my
You gotta twist it. You gotta twist it. You got it?
Does your father know?
You got
Yeah, we had no cold water. No,
I know, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's better to walk up like this. But I think that though, you knew I was coming for it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can. You can. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna shoot him down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just probably right. Okay. You probably just yeah. It gets where you can touch here. If you use his hands, right? Like I'm here, you can grab his wrist. Yeah. Exactly. That's what you want.
Keep my head back.
Yeah.
Is there like a point where I want to just like try to like smack and go like that?
It's called Russian trauma, so we're gonna put weight right here. So come this way, I'm gonna put weight on your shoulder. I'm gonna circle that. It's kind of like this. Square. Keep it again. Right. I can, yeah, or I can come to this one. Or, so here's me. Thank you. Okay, I'm here. I got this. Yeah. Keep on. Yeah. Circle back and forth. Yeah. I'm gonna come up like this, and I'm gonna come to your head. Yeah.
You look like a wrestler. You look like a wrestler now. This is great.
You think so?
You look 100 times better.
Yes.
Who do you think's gonna take the crown tomorrow?
I think it's gonna be big man right here.
Really?
Yeah. He just needs a little bit of stance and motion and pressure, and he'll be able to stay with him.
What do you think the key to the match is gonna be?
Mental.
Mental.
It's gonna be who wants it more. That's all it is. And that's all it ever will be, you know? Is who will want it more.
What do you think his strategy should be going into it?
I think it should be pressure, and never stop, you know? Just go. I think it should be good. The hard part about that is being tired when you're going up there, you know?
He's got an engine on him.
And you're going to get tired.
Yeah. He has an engine though. He can go for a long time.
I say he uses it, man, and just puts pressure on him, you know? For an older guy that he's going against, he'll have to do that, dude. I mean, he's got some skill, some expertise on technique, so push him with the grit, you know, with the heart, just go. I think that's how he's doing it.
Okay, so here, you got this? Yeah. So pull, heel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Why do you sprawl him underneath? That's where we start.
Yeah.
Turn him down. Yeah. Okay. One thing he was getting me on is try this single and start to really execute on it, like you're going to take me out. So he had me know he had like high crotch single. He was like really good. Yeah. Where do you go from here?
So I mean, yeah, cross as hard as you can. Yeah, cross. I wouldn't block my hands.
What about this?
I mean,
like
yeah.
that?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Try and get across the face so that you're getting.
Okay.
Heads on the outside.
Okay, heads on the outside.
I mean, I do want to come here, but if he's already got it up, I'm messed up already.
Yeah.
You know, because I got 1 foot off the ground.
Yeah.
If I'm here, my foot's on the ground. That's a little bit different because I got 2 feet planted.
Okay.
Right, so I'm here. What I want to do is I want to set up my weight on this.
Okay.
Right, because I'm already kind of screwed. He's got my leg up. If I'm here, that's one thing. Coming across the face is good.
Yeah.
Right, but if I'm here, coming across the face probably isn't as good.
Okay, what about if we're all the way down on the ground? Let's say he's got a single like this down the ground. Yeah. What do you do here? I was grabbing his feet.
Yeah, you grab his leg just like that.
Okay.
Get your right foot down. Like,
Down. Sprawl.
yeah. Nice.
Try to push through.
Anytime. Okay, especially
Alright.
I mean, I think freestyle would favor your build and your body style and your wrestling style overall. Yeah, you got quick frame and you're fast.
Yep.
So what is freestyle?
So freestyle is basically freestyle is what they compete at the Olympics. They compete at the World Championships. It's the highest level. Freestyle and Greco are the two levels that they compete at that highest level. As far as wrestling goes. Folk style is American wrestling, so it's like high school, college wrestling stuff. It's not. They don't compete that over the world.
Just for some of the novices at home, would you mind explaining what what's the best way of gaining points in freestyle? Throws.
The technically the bigger moves, right? So the moves where they go from their feet to their back, right? You take them from their feet all the way to their back. That's considered 4 points. If you get them for their feet to come over their head, they consider that to be 5 points. So feet to back is 4. If you take them down, just regular, like you're scrambling on the mat, taking them down, that's 2. But if you expose their back while you're taking them down, that's 2 points also. So you can get a 2 and another 2 for a takedown and an exposure.
So the key is just pick them up and throw them.
Get him to his back.
The Turkish like to
get
say,
it
as soon as your belly button sees the sun, it's no good. That's Turkish soil wrestling.
You don't want to be counting the lights in the ceiling.
Exposing your belly button to the sun.
How many lights do you see?
No, not my belly button.
Basic principle, yeah.
And then the difference between that and college wrestling for anyone who's curious.
College wrestling, there's just different rules. So the points are similar, but there's no 3 points feature back. You know what I mean? There's no exposure, really. There is exposure, but the referee also counts 3 points.
Yep.
In freestyle, once you break 90 degrees, once you expose, it's 2 points automatically.
Okay.
So freestyle's a little bit easier to get attack ball. Right? People get scored faster.
Yep.
Freestyle. Collegiate is just. It's so the Americans can control the rules. Is really what it is. There's different rules on top, bottom, and stuff like that. Because if they change the rules over the international, then the U.S. has to change their rules too, right? So
Damn Americans.
Yeah, see, that's what it's about. So it's different because there's different rules and stuff.
I say we go freestyle.
Yeah,
I'm a tummy ride them and try to expose.
I think freestyle would favor you the most because you have to try and turn you on top, and I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's possible. Some would say.
Not with my coaching.
Sheriff's belly button's never seen the sun.
Right.
It's just this pale loop that's tied together.
It looks just like Smeagol and has one little bedazzled diamond hanging from it.
I wouldn't know. Never seen it. I wouldn't know.
This is the first we all seen.
I know.
Seen a lot of other things on this trip, but not a belly button.
Every single time we're gonna film, he somehow catches me peeing. Like when we got off this rest stop, and I was peeing, and then all of a sudden, like a car comes over the hill, and I was like, "Oh no!" And I turned. He's just standing there with the camera, like,
he's like, "Oh, what the heck?"
Oh shit! It's really cold out here.
It's a little pig in the bush.
Look, I mean, Hunter's a beast, right? And I love the fact that for the last 3 days here on the farm, that he's getting after it. He's been working with the wrestlers and trying to figure out, what his go-to move could be to go up against this Olympian. But Andy, before he was 10 years old, he literally was competing in 200 matches a year, which is a giant number for anybody, let alone a 10-year-old. He's going to be tough to beat, even though he's older, he's out of shape. He's injured. Hunter's a beast. He's gonna be tough to beat. Maybe actually the fact that Hunter's so much stronger, right? It's got such a massive engine, so much younger, not injured. Maybe it makes it a really interesting match. So it'll be wild to see. I think we can't help ourselves, but to kind of secretly root for the underdog. I think we all, as human beings, we like to see what the underdog could do. But the other thing nice about Andy that's so professional is he was like, yeah, bring him over. He was showing him a few things. Yeah, like he's just been a complete gentleman through the whole process, where maybe somebody else would be looking, out of the corner of their eye, saying, "Hey, that's the enemy." But now he's welcomed him into his home. He's fed him. We'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
Very unbiased opinion. I think there is no one tougher than my husband. He's an immovable force, and he's totally going to dominate Hunter. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. So we got some people coming down from everything from Cape Cod all the way from Montauk Point. But it should be a nice event, especially in this time that we have, where we're all trying to share with each other.
Yeah. Yesterday, Andy was kind enough, we don't know, maybe it was strategy, to spar with him a little bit and show him some things. And Hunter's obviously a beast. I mean, a beast.
Hunter.
He is a beast. He's younger, he's fitter, he's got a bigger engine. But and he's an Olympian.
Looking at Hunter, he's clearly an 8 to 5. Looking at him.
He's,
Then when you
he's
get
handling the book, so if anybody wants to bet, this is the guy.
Go in.
1-800-WALLY. You just place your bets.
We'll put the link below.
He's,
Pull all the way down.
I tell you,
You
he
do a
got
back
that
handspring,
big frame to him through
back
that
flip,
window
that's the
yesterday.
ultimate goal.
I was
Can't
surprised.
round
I
off
was
to
really
jump, round off to
pleasantly
back
surprised.
handspring, Chewy, get him, show
And
him.
he worked himself good. He's telling you, he's
Round the back
he's
handspring,
a
round
big
off,
guy.
back flip, back, Frankenstein.
It's the same moves I use in the club.
Kick to the side. To the side. All the way up. Big back arch. Big back arch.
Stiff.
Arching. Up. Keep your feet into your hands and pull your feet into your pull and kick at the same time. Down. Up.
That was his nose.
Kick and pull. Down. Last one up. Kick and pull. Get that arch.
Sweating.
Down. Now belly bounce.
I started something.
I can do this, coach.
It's the mid back. Right? Because you're pushing with your diaphragm.
Where's it sweat?
You see that?
I saw air.
You saw it?
I saw air.
Alright, you got free spring. Free tramp in hands.
Tight on your neck and knees. Bridge. Good job. That's good. Alright, if you don't need to use your hands, don't use your hands. Alright, 10 bridge circles.
This is the only muscle group I can't work right now. I'm dead.
Drop your hands, shake them out. Right, we need to be loose. Hit! Hit!
So if you're trying to attack me, I'm going to concede a little bit, drop my lead leg under my chest, pick it back up. Now I'm re-attacking.
Full shot through or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so
No, keep your lead leg in front of you. So concede your back leg, right? So if I'm rounding here, I'm going to concede, drop, up, attack.
so
Drop, knee in front of you, knee in front, right here. Knee in front.
okay. So here.
Yeah, now bring it back up. Boom, yeah. If I'm here, you know, nice body fake you, yeah, you're gonna go there, right? Now, yeah, boom, yeah.
You saw holding some uphill, right?
Alright. Partner up.
No, my body awareness is better today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, but you can see how if you can't do this, how are you gonna wrestle?
Totally.
Right? Like, when you do this, it's like you're athletic enough to wrestle. You're ready. Test. All right, partner up. We're drilling. We're doing 1 minute each person. All right, your choice. Single or high crotch, whatever you do. All right, what did we do this morning? Circle, pull, tap, one step.
Big dog
All
chewing.
right, circle, pull, tap. That's all we're doing. Getting to that finish position.
Surprised Big Wally over there.
What's that? Big Wally.
Wally thought you were like 220.
That's no big deal. Yeah, kill myself, guys.
How are you feeling out there?
I feel a lot more quick and a lot more like toes than I was yesterday. Working with college boys yesterday, I learned a lot. Feel fresh today. Neck's fired up. Muscles are a little tired, but I'm still poppy. So tomorrow, lots of food, Gatorade, sugar, water, honey, creatine, just break bones. And I came for blood. If there isn't blood on the snow outside by the time I leave, I failed.
Ready, go.
Hear it?
Nice.
Alright, Malta. You see that? Yeah. MVP. Most valuable Ernie Chaser.
Some action.
Go,